Welcome to our second live called the Geek Peek. This week I am joined by the fabulous Sharon MacArthur, which I am very excited about because I actually think you're the funniest person I know. So I cannot wait for this. So, apologies to anybody who was here like 6 minutes ago because we had some small technical issues with
Yes,
StreamYard, but we're here now and all is
we're
well.
here.
We are live on LinkedIn and on YouTube, which is quite exciting. I feel like it's a proper thing. This is exciting.
Michelle, I've never done that before. I'm a virgin now. I broke me duck.
Ooh, pop the cherry. I feel like that is possibly the best introduction to you that anybody in the world would ever want is you've popped your cherry.
Well, there you go. I'm pleased to do it with you. What can I say?
Always, always. What a flipping gift. So tell the world, Sharon MacArthur, tell
Mm.
me about you. Tell them about you. Do like a little an intro, this is how magic I am thing.
Oh, tell them about me. Well, I don't really know where to
That
start.
sigh. I feel that sigh in
Well,
my fucking soul.
the first thing to say is I'm 58 years old. I've made it. Woo-hoo. So I was
Yes.
58 a couple of weeks ago. I thought I'd be dead by now. Well, that's only because as a teenager, I used to think anyone over 50 was ancient, and now I think they're gorgeous and
Now they're
wonderful.
young
What?
AF, yeah.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, so I talk about vaginas, laugh a lot, and get paid. Is how I like. When people have an elevator pitch, that's mine. That's mine.
Mine is I dick about on LinkedIn, so same.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so that's kind of sums me up where I am right now. Yeah, I'm just having living my best life because when I left the corporate world, I think very similar to you, I didn't realize I was a miserable old bastard, because I just thought that's how you had to be. And now I've left the corporate world 13 years ago, and now I'm out the box, and no one can put me back in.
Yes. This is what I love, is all of us like corporate escapees just have the best time, don't we? Like the escape is like half the fun, isn't it? Like, and then you're like, oh my God, I can actually do all the things and wear what I want and talk
Yeah.
how I like and say the things I want to say. Like it's exciting.
Yeah, but isn't it weird though that the things that people didn't like me for in the corporate world that I used to get all this 360 feedback around are the things that people pay me for now?
Yes. Yes,
I'm
yes,
like,
yes.
but the thing is, I'm sure now looking back, I knew I was right all along, but I was made to feel like I wasn't.
Yes, completely this. I get that. That like the corporate gaslighting is real.
Yeah,
Like it is an actual thing. I
yeah,
was doing
100%.
a session for the HR Confidence Club today with Sassy Venables and her lot,
Mm?
and it was
Love
brilliant. Like, we had a
sassy.
great old time. But we had so much chat about like how the corporate world makes you just put on this bloody fake face all the time, doesn't it? And it
Mm,
breaks you. Like
yeah.
work like that is literally designed to break you, and it's horrible.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, anybody listening, if you feel like that, do your own thing, and then you'll never be employed ever again. But you'll have the best time, and you'll be living your best life.
Come and
Honestly,
be an SKP.
but that's the thing, though, and the way that I do through menopause, you see more and more women who are getting, who are older, who probably think like me. Well, I never had a plan to set up on my own, and maybe neither did you, Michelle. And
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you're just like, I couldn't go back. I just couldn't.
Yeah. And I'm literally ungovernable now. Like there's no way
Yeah.
anybody would want to have me there now.
Well, me too. And the thing is, I've got this truth thing, and I just like go blah blah blah. I need to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's only my truth. I get that, and I'm not silly enough to think that I'm gospel and whatever I say is completely everybody's cup of tea. I know that it isn't, but at least like you do, I can back up why I say what
Yes.
I say. So I'm not
Yes.
just spouting off a load of rubbish. I'm saying, well, I think this because,
Yeah. Totally
yeah,
that. I love this.
yeah.
I love this. So, in your corporate life, what did you do? I don't think I know this. What did you do in your corporate job? What was your corporate job?
Oh, well, the big thing of note, the last big job that I had was I used to be a senior leader at Sage Software. So,
Ooh.
FTSE 100 company, I was there for 14 years and I worked my way up. So, I started as a coach,
Yeah.
and then I was promoted to, I'd been in management before I'd started Sage. So, I'd been a manager before.
Yeah.
And then I ended up being a manager of managers. It was classed as one of the, a senior leader at that point.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get any further up the greasy pole because I didn't like what I saw up there. I
Yeah.
was quite happy to stay where I was. But a bit, I know, a bit like your story. I had 11 managers in 14 years. It was like a revolving door.
Oh God.
And I know some managers thought I was fucking amazing. Like, Sharon, you're amazing. And
Because you
then
are.
and then no, but then the next day, so someone would tell me I was amazing, and then they would leave, and then the new person would start, and within a couple of weeks they'd go, "You're a bit shit," and I'd be going, "But only last week I was fucking amazing, and this week I'm shit." So when we talk about this whole pandemic of mental health, mostly it's because of
Yeah.
shit, nasty managers who
Yeah.
make you doubt yourself and make and I wasn't trying to be like other people. I was desperately trying to be myself. But when you're constantly told every couple of years, well, one minute you're good, next minute you're shit,
Yeah.
you don't know
Yeah.
who to be anymore. It totally fucks with
Yes.
your mind. I'm like,
Exactly this. You end up like, and certainly for me, before I burned out, I ended up
mm,
like flip flopping, like just
mm,
genuinely, like every day I'd have to like reinvent myself and be like, oh my God, what do I need to
yeah,
be today? Who do I need to be? Like, what's the
yeah,
expectation going to be today in this massively
yeah.
changing world? Like, it was awful. So yeah, I
Well,
feel you.
I used to sing in the office, and people would say, "Are you okay?" And I'd go, "Well, I just like to sing. What's wrong with that?" I mean, I did put my money where my mouth was. I helped set up a choir at Sage. So I set up this people choir at Sage. So there's a place up here. It's not called the Sage Gateshead anymore. It's now changed its name. But at the time, Sage sponsored it, and it was called the Sage Gateshead. It's now called the Glass House. So
That is so cool.
I can't conduct singing. I'm not magical in that respect, but I like to sing. So I was like, oh, I'll get in touch with them and say, well, we're part of you, kind of. Well, can you send anybody? So they did. I had several choir people coming in, and we performed at the Sage, and it was for anybody. So if you were the cleaner, the CEO, anybody could come. It was really, really brilliant. So I kind of, like I say, put my money where my mouth was, but people would go, "Oh, it's a bit strange, Sharon. You're laughing in the office. You're you're singing, you're skipping along the corridor." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but why can't I?"
Yeah. Why can't you
But
be happy at work? Like, what?
but but you weren't supposed to be. You were supposed to be like a Stepford wife, and I kind of wasn't. Um, And I didn't realize that wasn't really supposed to be a thing. I just thought, when companies talk about authenticity and being your best self, what they really mean is being the version of you that fits into the hole that they've
Yes.
created. Don't
Yes.
dare really be yourself. Like, don't really dare do
Don't
that.
like act or be yourself. That's really
No,
horrible.
no, no, no. Like,
Oh,
really,
mate.
really, really don't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I absolutely get this. It's horrible, isn't it? Like when you think about it, like corporate is the devil. Like corporate is gross, isn't it? Like I think I probably had two, that's not fair. Maybe I had three great bosses and I
Hmm.
probably had two great jobs, I would say,
Yeah.
in 20 plus years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a sad story, isn't it?
And I think a lot of people I know feel the same, and I kind of feel the same. And being employed shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. But I've decided, I've turned, like I say, I'm 58. I feel like I've turned into an old hippie, and I don't know why businesses can't just everyone can't just have enough. Why is it all about more,
Oh
more,
my
more,
God.
more, more profit, more money, more this, more that? If everyone just had enough, but it seems that as humans, we're greedy mammals. We're just greedy mammals. And
Yeah.
greed seems to be running the world these days. Like, I watched this program, and it was about a guy was challenging this guy with multi millions of pounds. Like, well, if you had to pay more tax, what would you do? And he went, well, I'd leave the country because, in principle, I wouldn't want to pay that more tax. And it's like, well, I'm not. If you can afford it, like if I had billions, like lots of people in the world now have billions, how can they ever spend it all
Yeah. It's
in their
obscene, isn't
lifetime?
it? It
How
is
can you?
obscene. Yeah.
So I feel like I've turned into an old hippie. I'm not a charity. Yes, I've got to charge people. Um,
Yeah.
but I haven't put my prices up in years. Somebody just
Yeah.
said to me today, "Oh, Sharon, but you're a bit pricey." And I went, "Look, I have not put my prices up in the last few years, and I feel I'm
Yeah.
very good value for money, and I am a Rolls Royce. I'm not a Skoda, so you get what you pay for.
Yes, this,
So,
absolutely.
so yeah. So the corporate world, I feel sad because all this fucking money that gets thrown at mental health and well-being, it's the fundamental systematic problems at the roots of it all. So if you've
Yeah.
got a fucking business psychopath running your business, you're fucked. Because nothing's ever going to change. But it's not, is it?
Yeah, I totally agree. I was even thinking, it's funny you said that because I was even thinking this morning. I was sat having my morning coffee and I was like, soon AI is going to take over so many parts of work, not
Mm,
necessarily at people's jobs, but parts of work for all of
mm,
us, that
mm,
we're going to have more time to actually live our lives. And then I was
mm.
thinking, maybe there won't be wages. Maybe everybody will just get the same and we just get to live our lives with AI like ticking along in the background. And I was like,
Is that not
that
called
could be really
communism?
interesting. I know, but that's literally, I got to that same place where I was like, is this communism? Am I communist now? Like,
Yes.
it's really
Well,
odd.
I don't know how it's going to work. I was at this wellbeing conference a couple of weeks ago, and somebody stood up. Thankfully, they didn't say who the company was, but they said they were working with a company that employ. So it's some biggie out there, 30,000 humans, and they reckoned in the next 5 to 10 years they expected to be down to 7,000.
Oh my word.
I hope that's
Wow.
not. I hope that's not true.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
How are people
Wow.
going to live, man? I'm like, I don't know where this is all heading. So I'm just determined to do more laughing, eating, and drinking, which is why I'm delighted to be part of your your geek squad.
This
Because
is why I love you because every time we end up like commenting on each other's posts, it's normally about booze or like going
yeah,
out for nice food or having a great
well,
weekend. I'm like, yes.
Well, as I've got older, you realise, time is short, and that's the whole thing, isn't it? Time is short, and because you get older, which is a privilege, not a right. There's
Yes.
people around me becoming unwell, even young people, getting terrible diseases. My brother's best friend, it was just recently diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer. He's 55, and you just think,
Oh,
and this is the whole thing about what you do, what I'm trying to do. It's saying, look, life is short. If you're unhappy, you've got choices, you've got
yes.
options.
Yes.
It
Oh my
doesn't have
God.
to. It doesn't have to be like this. And I think sometimes you're so. In my big corporate job, they paid me. They paid me well, and that felt like, looking back, it was like golden handcuffs, because it was
Yes.
like,
Because
and
you
it
can't
was
go
the
anywhere
drip.
else.
Well, it was the drip effect over the years, because I got paid well, and it was a bit shit, but it wasn't enough shit to do anything, and then I got a bit more paid, a bit more well, and it was a bit shit, and so I'd treat myself to stuff. So I used to buy stuff, so I'd go, oh my God, I need
I've
that
got the
that
shoes
Gucci
now.
handbag. Well, and it was just a load of stuff that
Yeah.
I didn't really need. And you realise as you get older, well, you just end up with loads of fucking stuff. Um, and it's like, I don't need this stuff. What I really need is to be happy,
Yes.
to be healthy, and just live my best life and smell the flowers along the way. So you'd be up at 6, you'd not get in at 6, but then your laptop would be open, and then you'd be doing more work, and then you'd be thinking, when you go on
Yes.
holiday, I'd have that anxiety. Oh, well, what'll it be like when I get back? What'll happen when I get
Yeah.
back?
Yeah.
Where now it's just like, nobody can tell me what to say. Nobody can tell me what to do. I don't have to think. So I used to get all this 360 feedback, and it would say things like, oh, you're a bit loud, or you're a this. And I think, but you know what I ended up thinking in the end, Michelle? Some of the people, and you might have got to this level where at a certain level you had to ask people for feedback.
Yes.
And I was thinking, well, I don't fucking even like you. I don't even care about your feedback. So stick your feedback up your arse.
What can you
So
tell me about work? Get lost.
yeah, but you had to go through the motion of getting it all. But I was
Yeah.
like, well, it would turn up. I think, don't give a fuck that you think that about me, because I think you're a fucking arsehole.
This
So
is literally why we're friends.
so it's probably a really good idea that I'm not part of the corporate machine. And then the mad thing is now, because when I left that world, 2013, mental health, well-being, menopause, all of these neurodiversity, none of that existed, or what it
Mm,
hadn't materialized by this point.
yeah.
But when I look about what's been happening, certainly I've heard some of the worst stories in the last 18 months about management behavior, about grievances going in. I know some of that's AI, where people are going, right, just a minute, and AI is going, here's a grievance for you, and it's pumping out like 47 pages, which I think is quite funny in a way.
Yeah.
Um, but in many respects, it's still poor management behavior that's causing the shit. And
Exactly.
one of my favorite sayings is, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. If you don't change the manager who's behaving like an absolute tit, then you're going to keep getting what you've always got. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so in my world, and this is where I'll call out things like champions. So, you've got a champion. Why have you got a champion for things? Well, it's probably because from an HR perspective, you're really, really all trying to do the very, very best thing. And I admire that wholeheartedly. And you are trying to do the best thing. But what you end up doing is you end up outsourcing managers' bad behavior.
Yeah.
So I try and come to see my manager, John. Let's say he's John, and he's been there 10 years. He's a bit of an old stick in the mud, but he's John. And that's the way he is. Now I say, John, I'd like to tell you about my menopause. And John goes, la 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 la, don't you hear? Women's problems, go away. So I go, oh, I can't speak to John. So HR gets to find out. So HR, with the goodness of the heart, this is all born from really good stuff, say, I know what we'll do. We need to get some champions. So, but John ends up smoking a cigar because you give him a champion for menopause, you give him a champion for mental health. So, in fact, what you've done is, rather than tackle John's bad behaviour, John's smoking a cigar, getting paid very handsomely, but he doesn't do bugger all anymore because he just goes go and see the champions. So what I'm saying is to businesses, can you think a little bit about why you're doing what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve? Because really, the really hard stuff is moving people like John on, because it's a skill, it's a will, or it's a capability.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Yes.
So it's, if you haven't given John the skill, that's where somebody like me comes in and gives you the education. But if John can't or won't after you've done it, you've got to get rid of
See ya.
John.
Yeah.
Get him out, because he's
Yeah.
not fit for
Exactly
the
that.
21st century. Do you know what I mean? So it
Yes.
blows my mind. And I know it's really, really, really hard stuff. I know it is. But if you do what you've always done, you get what you always got. And that's the first sign of madness, I believe.
Yes. Exactly this. Exactly this. So, if we think about the event in
Mm-hmm.
September,
Mm-hmm.
you are in the afternoon, almost headline, second to headline.
I know.
What? I'm so excited.
I know.
In our theme, I don't even know if I've said this actually on any of the lives yet, but our theme is belonging.
Yeah.
What what is it about, like, geeks or the theme or the event that makes you want to come and be a speaker for us?
Well, all I would say is, again, and I don't know if this happens because of, technology and social media and all the rest of it. When I was young, years and years ago, people kind of had tribes, and it was
Yeah,
tribes of fashion and linked to music. So when I was young, you might be a heavy metaler. So you knew because they had long hair, dressed a certain way, and like certain
yeah,
music. Or you might like ska music. So people wore parkas, there were mods, there were, mods and rockers and all that kind of stuff. I know I was a child of the 80s, so I had like Mohicans and red and white hair and crazy clothes. Or you'd be like a
yes,
goth and they would have black hair and stuff like that. So I feel like back in the day, there was an ability to tap into a tribe, and a
yeah,
tribe that you kind of belonged to, and it felt like you'd found kindred souls, kindred spirits within the tribes, that because you had a connection, whether it was through the fashion, the music, or both. And I really feel like over the years that kind of gone away, because it looks like young people sit in their bedroom and it's on their own and it's not really with people, and we don't even ring on the phone. We use a phone for texting.
yeah, yeah,
So it feels like tribes have got less and less and less and less and less. And what I love
yeah,
about what you're doing, Michelle, and what you've created a tribe. And the people who, you're attracting those people what I love when I met you and when I learned about what you were doing, it's that whole, oh my God, these are people who are really, they're in the business world, but they're
yeah.
just being themselves. And I'd felt until this point, I was like, well, I am an oddball, I accept that, but that there were
Same
other
friend.
people out there who were determined to do the same thing.
Yeah,
And it's hard to find those people, but when you find those people, you want to hold on to them. And that's what you've created. And that to me is what the event about, it's what geeks are about. It's about people going, so I remember coming last year with somebody, I won't say who, and they were a bit like, oh, you're all dressed up in bright red and you're doing this. I went, oh, yeah, I can't wait. Like, because that's what I do. That, that this is me.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
person I came with was a bit like, oh, well, I don't look like that. I said, I know, but you're just going to just be you. Just be the best you can
yeah,
be. And you're allowed to be like that, whether you want to be loud, whether you want to be quiet, whether you want to wear bloody glitter knickers and bra, whether you want to wear antlers, or you
yeah,
you just get the chance to be yourself. And I
yeah,
think I feel like that's quite rare in the business world, where I've got this big problem with the word professional. Because what I
yes,
feel about the word professional is people come to the door of their work, when they're employed. Usually you come to the door of work with this vibrant soul. You might spin around when you go out, you might sing out loud in the street, you might do all these things, you might have all these super hobbies and things. But when people turn up to the door of their office, they put a mask on,
yeah,
and it's like you've left yourself at the door.
yeah,
And what I love about geeks is you can't come in unless you're coming in as the real you.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that, I think that's really, really important, because when we talk about mental health and well-being, if you're constantly trying to squash a bit off, the hole is round and you're a square peg, and
yeah,
you've chopped a bit off, and a bit like how I just described. I didn't feel so uncomfortable. I needed to get up and leave the place of work that I was in, but I knew I wasn't 100% right, but I could
mm,
tolerate it because the pay was all right and it was all right. I wasn't going, oh my God, I'm loving this, it's fantastic. It was like, it's all right. And I think I'm doing a good job. Or I think I'm doing a good job this week because my boss says I am. But next week I might have a new one and they might tell us I'm shit. So then for your mental health is totally fucked up, to be fair.
yeah,
And that's why, if you're going to live your best life and you're going to be, however long or short your life might be, find a place where you found your people and you can just be the you that you're meant to be. And
yeah,
that to me is the essence of everything that you've created, and why tough to be part of it, because I just feel it's like a place where you just go, ah. And especially, I
yes,
guess, from those people who maybe are still in the corporate world, it's a safe place to be.
yeah,
It's just a safe
totally,
place to be. So you
yeah,
don't have to worry about, if you wear sparkly clothes when you go out and you want to wear them through the day,
yeah, yeah,
come
yeah,
along with your
exactly,
sparkly clothes. If that's not your vibe, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to judge you. You're just going to be welcome. And again,
yeah,
there's not many places that I think genuinely, and I'm talking about genuinely because I can smell bullshit from 1,000 paces,
same.
where you can genuinely be like that.
Yeah, and it's funny, Amy Rushton, who has done a little skit, let's say, every year
Hmm.
at the Geeks Go, and is doing one this year. She described it in one of her LinkedIn posts as a space where you can breathe out, and that's
Hmm.
exactly what you just did. You went,
Hmm.
ah,
Yeah.
that is the
Yeah.
description. Like a place where HR people can breathe out. Like, oh my god, that is a gift. That is a
Well,
flipping gift.
100%, because HR people, man, you're in a total shit show. You get shit from above and then you get shit from below, and you're almost expected to be at the behest of those above.
Yeah,
They want the employee. It's back to this. It's not congruent, is it? It's like, well, any recruiters, we want you to, help change the world and help people to be well and do all this lovely stuff, but you end up restructuring. No, what that means is you are going to have to be making people redundant. You are going to have to act like a
yeah,
Stepford wife in a robot, as if you've got no thoughts or feelings, and you're going to be constantly wading around in dog shit. And I have to
yeah.
say that some of the biggest psychopaths I've ever met have been HR directors over the years. And
Yes,
what bothers me about that is, where does HR go for
yeah,
HR? Which is
yeah.
why people like you are doing a fantastic job. But in the main, you're looking after everybody else. Who's looking after you lot?
Yes, I say this so much. I say this so much. And on
Yeah.
the call I had with Sassy and her team, the Confidence Club today, I
Mm,
left them with like some oofy questions. And one
mm-hmm.
of the oofy questions was, am I enjoying my work or am I surviving it? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
even I was like, oh God, that's like a bitey question. That's exactly
Yeah.
what you described. Like,
Yeah.
my choice is I can stay here with the corporate salary and the pension and all the magic bits that
Yeah.
come alongside that, but
Yeah.
I'm just surviving. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
existing. I would
Yeah.
much rather enjoy what I do and have a nice life.
100%. And, we're not saying, and I would never say to anybody, step out of that and come to that. But it's about, I got to a point, I was 45 and I wasn't looking to leave, but looking back, they did me a favour. That was a big, big favour that I'm no longer there because I was made redundant. Mate, I'll just leave
Yeah.
it at that. I was made redundant. And so I did, I spent a year kind of almost decompressing, like
Yes.
the whole breathing out, like,
Yeah.
like, who is the real me? What do I want? What am I good at? What do I like? Because I thought, well, I'm 45. For the last part of my working career, what do I want to do? And I have to say, I tried really hard to get a job. I really, really did. I really, really did. But one of the things this is like a magical story. It's almost like it's made up, but it isn't. So I went for this job. And I had to come back and I had to do a psychometric test for the second stage of the interview. So I did the psychometric test. I went the interview and they sat me down and they went, right, I've got the results of your test. I went, all right, okay. She went, we've never seen a result like this. I went, all right, okay. She went, wait for this. You'll be highly amused. She said, it says you're too happy. I was like, you are
I
joking
beg your
me.
pardon.
Yeah, you're too happy. And I just like was like mic drop. It was like my jaw hit the floor. And I was like, is this a joke? Is somebody going to jump out? And I just thought, who the fuck's going to work for somebody who tells you you're too happy?
Oh
Um,
no.
like, get out, get away. And like, then that just made me think, like, the world is mad.
Yeah,
The
it
world is
is.
mad.
It really is. It really bloody is. What did you what did you love about last year? So I've got the kind of the tribe vibe where, come in, meet your people, have a great time.
Yeah,
And I will share, if anyone's seen it, they might have seen it on our chat today, where when I was looking through all the photos from the Great Geek Together last year, there was one of Sharon, like literally holding her leg up by her head. Like, and I was like, this woman, she's got flexibility. And so I put it on LinkedIn, and I was like, oh, I wish I could find that photo. And then you
yeah.
sent it. So that will be at some point in my advertising for this
Yeah, well,
event.
it's fine. And I literally did that within about 5 minutes of getting there. Somebody said something, and I just went with my leg
So
because
proud.
I can. Well, like I say, it's just the whole thing. You have an opportunity if you want to come almost the day stroke night before. If you were feeling a bit anxious, you've got stuff going on where you can meet up together. So again, for anybody
Mm,
who is a bit like apprehensive, especially if you're coming on your own, you might be thinking, oh, what's it going to be like? So I think that is a brilliant thing that
mm,
happens pre the event, which
yeah,
again, a lot of events you're walking in cold. It's like, oh, what's it going to be like? But everybody's just made to feel welcome. I remember I wasn't with your geeks, like as in with a group of them, and then I was like bumped into you, like, oh, like we've got these unicorn horn things. Hey, do you want to have one? I was like, well, why not? Because that was my thing too. I was like, yes, I'll have one, and I wore it on the train all the way home to Newcastle. Um, but
love
it's
it.
just from the very outset, it's just all very. It's just, it's going to sound a bit trite. It's just all very welcoming. It's just,
Yeah,
there's no, people are sitting down, they're on the phone, they're dressed like themselves. And I think that's a big
yeah,
difference between coming into a corporate kind of place. And it's such a low key, it's a vibe. It's just so welcoming. I
yeah,
can't stress enough. And then you get the opportunity because of things like, so again, this table, you've got table hosts. So you can sit anywhere you like. So you go and sit down, oh my goodness, what is this table? It's got a thing on it. It's got people on it. We're going to do things. And again,
yeah,
it's just the hosts on the table or helping people to bring each other together. Um, and everyone's just really friendly because everybody's smiling.
yeah,
It's just the whole vibe of it. I can't, it's, and I know you keep saying it and I keep saying it, it's so hard to describe, but it's the opportunity, like you say, you've said it, to breathe out, to
yeah,
just be yourself and to almost leave. I'm going to say this could sound weird, but to leave your professional mask at
yeah,
home,
yeah,
hide away, just come as yourself. You know what I mean? Just come as you are.
Yeah.
And spend time with people who are also in that mindset. They're
Yeah.
either coming for the first time, or what you'll find is if you come along, and I hope you're going to come along, is that many people have been. It'll be the second or even the third year that they've
Yeah.
come, because
Yeah.
you get a bit addicted and you can't stop coming. So
Yeah.
I didn't know about the year one, otherwise I would have come. Of course I would have come. Um, but I was like, well, and this was irrespective of, okay, I'm going to be a speaker, but I was coming anyway. I wasn't not coming,
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
many things. Yes, okay, it costs money. I get that, and money's tight, but it's about investing in yourself and about thinking about what do you need for your own well-being, because
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the HR world is primarily, not exclusively, but primarily women. And
Yeah.
all I'm going to say is, working with women for all these years that I've been working with women, we're pretty rubbish at self-care.
Yes.
So it's like, have you been dealing with loads of shit at work? Have you been dealing with loads of shit even at home? This is a place to forget all that and to come and get some stuff for yourself. This is a you day.
Yes. That is such a good description, because when I create the agenda and I make my plan for each year, one of the things I don't want to do is make it like every other event, like where it
No.
becomes, here's another thing that HR should do.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that HR need to learn. Here's another
Yeah.
way that HR can
Yeah.
master blah skill.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
want that. What I want
Yeah.
is HR people to come and turn up and just have a really great day. Like,
Yeah.
you'll learn a bit about yourself,
Yeah.
you'll learn a bit about
Yeah.
some cool people, you'll make some new HR mates, you
Yeah.
will be able to be yourself for an entire day and not be sold to for an entire
No.
day. Like, it is a genuine like plan of mine to make it a real point of difference to any other conference, where we have different and unique speakers, we have a range of different people from different backgrounds, we have half the agenda given over to the geeks who want to have their first time on stage. Like, all of that, I
Yeah.
think, adds into this like safe space. I don't know. And again, really hard to describe. We need to get some kind of marketing person here to help us come up with a magical word. But like,
But
there's that.
I suppose for me, if anyone's listening out there and they've resonated with a bit of my story and a bit about what you said about, I was kind of not really happy, but not unhappy enough to move. And so I was rewarding myself with stuff. So all I would say is, if you feel a little bit like that, don't buy another handbag, buy a ticket.
I
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
love this.
don't buy another pair of shoes and a handbag, because to go with the other 2,000 pairs of shoes and handbags that you've got. That was me in the past. This is a real self-investment. That's what this is. And so,
Yeah.
and and that's what you learn when you get older. Certainly that's what I've learned when I've got older. It's not about the stuff, it's about the people I'm with, the friends and family I've made, the experiences that you have. And
Yes.
that's what matters more to you as you get older, because you can't, that's special. No one can take it from you. No one can take it from your memory. The handbag won't go out of fashion. It's a thing that you've got forever, and the
Yeah.
connections
Yeah.
that you'll make for moving forward.
Oh, and we've lost her. Oh no, she was making such a pivotal point as well. Oh, we've lost Sharon. What a drama. Um, I am really excited. I think what Sharon was talking about was the kind of the element that we make the event, where we are very much making it a proper experience for everybody to come and join us and to really just feel differently about themselves and HR. So I think that's where Sharon was going. She'll be able to tell us when she comes back, when her technical issues have gone. I'm really interested, if you are watching us live, drop into the chat to me where you're joining us from, because I'd love to see the depth and breadth that we've got in terms of our attendees. So drop in the chat for me where you're coming in from, and I'll bring Sharon back whenever she arrives back. But one of my highlights of every Geek Together is the element of being able to um, see the geeks take the stage for the first time and have them really experience like the joy of being able to get on the stage and do something different or cool or interesting, but also seeing them do it in such a safe space that we get to have like the safest, most loveliest first experience of getting on the stage. And I remember from last year, Alice and Ali Spooner, who'd gotten on the stage and did a fantastic talk. But there was one phrase that she used that just had the audience in hysterics. And I'm sure she won't mind. She won't mind us sharing this. But she had, she was talking about how lovely and how authentic you can be when you work around or with horses. And so one of the things that she had on her slide was you can't fake it with a horse. Well, you can imagine how the geeks just fell about laughing in terms of the ridiculousness of that statement, because obviously nobody was thinking about Ali's wonderful talk. They were thinking about some very rude things relating to a horse. Um, so I think there's lots of like lovely moments that just happen in terms of when we have the geek together with our speakers and gifting the geeks their own stage time. I think we might have Sharon back now. I feel like she might have come back. Let's see. Let's see. Here she
I'm
is.
back. I hate technology.
You're having a shocker today, mate.
Aren't I just? There we go.
I'm very glad you. Oh no, she's gone again. Oh my god.
No, I'm back again. I'm back. I'm back. God. Back in the room. 3, 2, 1. Back in the room.
I was talking about when you were gone. I was talking about. Do you remember Ali's talk where you can't fake it with a horse? Do you remember that one?
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
the moment that really stuck in my head. A, because the talk was brilliant, but also because that moment, like, and you're talking about, creating the vibe and everybody kind of belonging immediately. Like, that was the moment because it's just a shared hysteria, wasn't there, across the room, where everybody was having like proper hysterics. So that was one. Where's my standout moment? Have you got one from last year that really stuck with you?
Well, I think I just Ben Peachy
Oh
I
yeah.
just couldn't stop laughing because they are
And
just out
so
there.
good. They are so good. Ben Peachy was our headline speaker last year, and they are an LGBTQIA plus author and educator, and they were just like hilarious, but also like had the most amazing ability to like get some really like oofy moments of their story across, didn't they? And I just
Yeah,
like saying it was one of the biggest like oof moments for me. Just the way they were doing it was just fantastic.
yeah,
And they also loved the C word as much as I did, so
yeah,
it was the best. But they were brilliant, and they got, and I don't know if you remember this, Jan, but they got like two standing ovations, didn't they? So they
yeah.
got like a standing ovation when they finished their talk, and then they came back on for like an encore and got another one. It was just amazing. They did a great job. So yeah, you're right. That was a great moment as well.
But
I love
again,
that.
that's just somebody being the out and out self right there. Like, this is
Yeah.
me. It's like the whole "this is me." Like, but that's what the whole
Yes.
event's about. You know,
Exactly that.
it doesn't matter who you are, just come as you are.
Yeah. And last year's theme was authenticity, and they just lived that, didn't they? They just
Yeah,
absolutely embodied that so well. Yeah, I
yeah,
loved that. It was a great talk. I loved that so much. Are
yeah.
you coming to the after party this year?
Oh, of course, I'm coming to the after party. What did I just say? Laughing, eating, and drinking. Woo-hoo. Keep wild horses. We're back to horses. Wild horses wouldn't keep me.
I knew you were a shoe in for the after party. I can't wait. This is the
Yeah,
first year when I've had like the official after party going on, and I feel like I was really excited about it. And then you go through when you do events and stuff, you go through like different phases, don't you? Where you're like, oh my god, I want to do all the things, and here's all the things I'm going to do, and it's going to be amazing. And then you have that like reality moment of like, oh shit, I've basically just given myself another event to sell tickets
stuff to
to on top
do.
of the event that I've already got.
Yeah,
But I am genuinely really excited just to be able to like have a proper like cut loose. Let's have some drinks, have a dance, have a good time. Like it's
yeah.
going to be brilliant.
Yeah, well, I like to say, I just can't wait. And there's not, as money gets tighter and tighter and it's hard out there, it's like, what are the things that really matter to you? So for me, this was never, it was always in the diary, whatever else was happening, because it's back, like I say, to finding your tribe. And I know the whole theme is belonging. And again, it's about belonging somewhere where if you can feel and this is a safe place, just to kind of like say, breathe out, go, and just have time for yourself, man.
Yeah,
How often do
I totally
HR
agree.
people have time for themselves?
Never, absolutely never. And I was thinking about this the other day. Like, even on my lunch breaks, I wouldn't get
Hmm.
time to myself because I'd
Yeah.
either be sat in the canteen and somebody would come and slide up next to me and be like, "Hey, can I just ask you
Have
this?"
you got a minute?
Yeah. Or I'd be going somewhere, like I'd go to a coffee shop, but I'd say to my team, "Oh, do you want to come?" So then I'd still be with my
Hmm.
team. Like I'd never get that like switch off,
Yeah,
relax, rest
yeah,
moment. That's
yeah.
probably why the Geek Together is what it is, because it's probably I needed that so much that I've now
Well,
created it.
but like I say, all power to your elbow, because up until fairly recently, I didn't. I remember during lockdown, I was working with a couple of people. So my work in lockdown, literally, I was working, and then something like 20, whatever, so I think it was like the 21st of March. Literally for 6 months, I had no work at all, not a
Yeah,
single thing. And it was like, well, when I come out of lockdown, will I even have a business? Will there be what will the world be like when I do that? So because I couldn't sit doing nothing, I set up my original business. It's still kind of there in the background, but I set up as a leadership coach, and the company's called Red Handbag because I'm the woman with the crazy names. So Red Handbag was set up primarily to work with women in business, just because women I've seen tell themselves all the reasons that they can't do something. Men are often telling themselves all the reasons they can do something when they
yeah,
can't, and women are saying they can't do it when they can.
yeah.
So I offered loads of free coaching to the HR community during
Oh,
lockdown, just because it was like, because I thought furlough was to do with horse racing when I first heard about it. I think that's
mate,
a
same. And I was in
furlong.
HR.
Well, I thought it was a furlong. I think it's
Yeah,
a furlong, but I thought, oh, it's horse racing. What's that got to do with anything? So I didn't have a clue what the hell it was. It was like, what's a furlong? And so like you guys, you were having to try and deal with things that nobody's heard of, like that's never happened
yeah,
before. What the
yeah,
fuck's going on? And you were working 10 times harder and longer than anybody else as a community. And I just was
yes.
like, but who's looking after you lot?
Yeah, you're bloody brilliant for doing that. And that is exactly what I needed because I was in my in-house job in COVID.
Yeah,
Left like as the first lockdown was easing. So I
yeah,
think it was probably about this time actually, like June, July time of
yeah.
2020. And I remember just thinking like nobody gets this. Like nobody gets it because all of my
Mm,
team, like one of them was shielding, one of them was working with me, one was
mm,
pregnant. Like
mm,
it meant that they just had so much more to carry than me. So I was just
mm.
doing everything. And it was carnage, like absolute carnage. And some of my managers, so like the next layer down, really recognized it. They'd like call me and be like,
Mm.
"Are you okay? Because you're really on the front lines of this. Like, how are you
Yeah,
doing? You have everything nailed every morning. Like, how are you?" And that was really, really sweet. But actually, a lot of people didn't. They were just like, "Well, what is it?" Like, or I get a call at
yeah,
10 p.m. Like, "Oh, well, what are we
yeah,
doing about this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I've just
yeah.
watched it with you." Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, you're living at the same time as everybody else, and I just could see that, and I couldn't get my head around like, why are you not being treated like I say, Stepford Wives, like you're
yes,
robots, like you're not human, like you just
yeah,
that you can cope with anything and everything that's thrown at you. And the thing, and you know what's ridiculous, Michelle? Most of you do, and that's
yeah.
so you need to have a word with yourself,
Have a word
really.
with yourself.
Yeah, have a word with yourself. Because if you keep giving, then
Yeah,
people
they'll
will
keep taking.
expect, well, that's your bar, isn't it? So if
Yeah,
you're doing your job and you're up till 11, 12 o'clock at night, just treading water, but you're getting 3 hours sleep, that's what people expect of you. So what you
yeah.
have to do is when you go into somewhere new, you have to set your stall out the way you want it to
At
be.
like 50%.
Well, whatever it is, whatever gives you a life, whatever gives you a
Exactly.
life, because your life's
Yes.
for living, it's not for working.
Yes.
And again, I do think that some companies are so arrogant to think about, well, obviously work's the most important. I tell you what, if my mum was ill, or if somebody I cared about was ill, oh, I've got to go into work, or I've got to go and look after them. No competition.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, my mum had a heart attack, and this is obviously I was working for myself at this point. And again, out the dread of, oh my goodness, will these clients understand? Will I
Yeah.
get? And it was like they either will or they won't. But what's most important is that I go and try and look after my mother because I've only got one mother. So don't
Yeah.
ever wrestle with. What I would say is, over the years, I decided I'd become a coach. I didn't want to be an executive coach because what I've found over the years is people who would get really high up the greasy pole, I would say they often need counselling, not coaching, because they're broken.
Yes.
And the reason
Yes.
I say that is, so if you've chosen to miss your child's sports day, to not go to this party, to do for
Yeah.
work, you'll wake up one day and go, what the fuck was I doing? You
Yeah.
can't go back in a time machine and get it back.
exactly this, exactly this. And I think
You,
about the amount of times and the amount of things that I just didn't do, like, because of
yeah,
work. Like, once we had when we bought this house, we,
yeah.
we had a real nightmare, like, a real technical nightmare, like, they
Mm,
hadn't done the building inspection they should have done, and our move-in date got moved back. And so I'd taken the day off work to move into the house.
mm,
Well, when we weren't moving into the house, I was like, "Well, I'll just go to work." But when we
mm,
got a new move-in day, and it was something stupid, Sharon, like 3
mm,
meetings in, and I was like,
yeah.
"Well, I can't leave work. Like, you're gonna have to do it without me." So I left my
Yeah.
poor husband to move into the house without me because I had to work. And I was
Because you
like,
had to work.
how
But that's
ridiculous am I?
because that's how you get conditioned with this whole professionalism and you know, and I've got to be there. And sometimes it's born out of fear, isn't it? Because if I'm not there, what will happen when I'm not there? And I'm too terrified to not be there to see it happening in front of me. So all
Yeah.
I'm saying is, if you're feeling any of these feelings that we've described, don't buy a handbag, buy a ticket.
That's the clip.
Well, yeah, but it's true, isn't it? It's like if you're recognizing anything that we're describing
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
then what this event is about and what you've created is all about that place to just go, "Oh, right, okay, hang
Yeah.
on a minute. I'm not mad. I'm not the only one. I'm right to question my feelings about. I feel like I should be moving in with my husband. You know, that is the right response, not, oh my God, I can't do that. So
Yeah.
if the work that you're doing is turning your head so much, it's actually turning you off your living your own life, then you need to come.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And there was something that Kelly, the lovely Kelly Swingler, who was our headliner for our first
Mm,
geek event, she has created. I don't know if you've heard of it with her content, but the burnout equation,
right.
where it's toxicity minus your
Mm-hmm.
sense of self equals
Mm-hmm.
burnout. And
Mm,
that literally like blew my mind when she
mm,
released that because I was like, oh my God, that's
mm.
it. They're the perfect like
Yeah,
environments in which burnout happens is toxic
yeah,
workplaces or toxicity that I create myself
yeah,
and my
yeah, yeah,
sense of
yeah,
self. Because
yeah,
I was work, Michelle. That was it. That was all I knew
yeah,
about myself was just I'm a
yeah,
work human. That's it. And so of
yeah,
course I was going to burn out, but it just blew my mind when suddenly I was
yeah.
like, oh my God, I get it now. It makes a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, sometimes if somebody has to, you know, you have, and that's what a day like the event is all about. You might have one light bulb moment, you might have a few, but you're kind of going, oh, yeah, because it's people holding
Yeah,
stuff up to you that when you've got the space to just listen,
yeah,
and be, you know, and it's not the sort of place where, you know, it was funny enough, I was running a session this morning and people, because they're conditioned, aren't you? They came along
mm,
and they all had notepads. Some of them had laptops, the laptops got
yeah,
opened. I went, hang on
yeah,
a minute, you can put all that stuff away. They're like, what do you mean? I went, well, if you actually need it, if you need it, you must have it. You must have it if it's
mm,
what you need. I said, but most of you are doing it because you're conditioned that. So I come to an event, I bring a notepad and
yeah.
pen, and I
I must
sit
open
like
the
this.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and I said, put it all away, and they were like
yeah,
terrified. And then at the end, they were like, I get why you said put it away. I said, because
yeah,
you need to be in it. You need to
yes,
exist in it. You need to listen, be present in it. That whole mindful stuff. You need to be in this session, not divorced from this session because you're writing a note or you're looking
yeah,
down or whatever. And I
yeah.
would say it's a place to be present.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Susanna said in last week's live. She said
Mm,
something, and I'll paraphrase, so I'll ruin it
mm,
probably. But she said something like, something at the event really spoke to me, like it really hit me hard,
mm-hmm,
and I was processing it for weeks afterwards. And I was like,
mm,
oh my God, I'm the same. Like I
mm,
organise the event, and I know what's coming, and I
mm,
still get those like,
mm.
oh, proper like open moments where I'm like, shit. And you're right,
Yeah,
it's because we come to the event differently, don't we? We come more almost like more receptive to like listening somehow. Like it's weird, but I think probably because we have, like you said at the beginning, like the table activities, we have stuff going on. You know, if you need a fidget, there's a fidget
yeah,
available. Like, you know, all that
yeah,
sort of stuff. Like, I think that really helps to create like openness in people. And then, so of course, all those messages suddenly land like so much harder with people because they're engaged in the moment, not like you said, tapping away on the
yeah,
computer,
yeah.
thinking about emails. Like it just, there's something in that around like it creates space for people to absorb things that are actually happening, rather than almost putting a barrier in of like, oh, I've got to check my phone, sorry. Like,
Yeah,
people are just genuinely engaged.
and I think the other thing you said kind of quite at the start of our conversation today was, because of the way that it's created as an event, everybody is a storyteller. It's not,
Yes.
so again, it's not like PowerPoint, facts, figures, la, 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 la. It's like people
Yeah.
are getting up and telling their stories. And that's
Yeah.
what you remember. You remember stories. You don't remember facts and figures. You don't remember all the, like, 71% of women said this and 31 of
Yeah.
HR people did that. It's about, you're hearing real live stories from people who, some of them might never have stood up on a stage before. And again, everybody in the room is willing them, because it's like,
Yeah.
well, that, I remember when I did that, or maybe I want to do that and I feel like that. And look how safe it is to be there on that
Yeah.
stage. If that's what those people have done, you're getting some people who are a bit more experienced, but everybody's rooting for everybody else. And it's
Yeah.
just that collective, like, just willing people to just
Yeah.
be happy and do well.
It's like,
And
it's like a collective of good vibes, isn't it? But you can
and it
actually like
is.
absorb them somehow,
Yeah.
like via osmosis.
And where do you get anywhere a collective of good vibes these days? Like,
Yeah,
where does that
exactly.
exist?
Yeah, like actual, real, genuine ones.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen, does it? This doesn't
No, no,
happen.
no, I don't. It's very, very rare, is what I would say, which is why something like your event, whatever guys I was going in, I was going to it. I wasn't going to miss it. I wasn't missing it for the world, just because, like I say, money's got tighter for us all. The world's a shit show out there at times, so you've got to prioritize the things that you need. So what I'm saying is, this for me was always a priority because of all the things that we've talked about in between my technology going off. But but yeah, I literally can't wait, and it is that whole belonging, and I genuinely feel that the people that you meet, they listen, they're interested. It's not just, it's not the corporate mask. Everyone's left their corporate mask at home.
Yes, yes, that is a really good description, actually. Yeah, leave your mask at the door. They've all done
Yeah,
that. I love that. Yeah, that's really cool.
100%, hundred
And
percent.
are you in our last few minutes going to do a
Mm.
reveal of what your talk's going to be about?
Well, I'm just going to tell a story. Um,
Mm,
about what belonging means to me, I suppose. So I'm just going to I guess I'm going to walk you through the highlights and perhaps the lowlights of my life, from a belonging point of view. And so therefore there's no right or wrong. You don't know what I'm going to say. But I think, I don't know about you, but I'm really nosy and I like hearing people's stories.
yeah, same.
So that's really what I'm going to do. And I suppose I'm not going to do a big reveal, but it's very much along the lines of what we've been talking about.
Yeah,
You need to learn to love yourself along the way. If you're going to belong anywhere, you've kind of got to belong to yourself first.
yeah. Oh my God, yes. That's the oof moment right there. I can already feel it.
And that's what I've learned on my 58 years on the planet. You can
Mm,
try and people please, you can try and do all of these things for everybody else, but unless you get to belong to yourself first, you'll kind of struggle. And that to me is, if you've never felt like that or you don't know where to start, come in a group of people, it's a big, like, warm hug, where there's loads of people they may turn out to be your tribe, they may not turn out to be your tribe, but
mm,
everybody's genuine, and you'll get that vibe of caring,
yeah,
and belonging. And what you do with that is really is what you do with that after the event. And like you say, it's as important what you think about you're going to do after it than you do when you attend it. So it's got
yeah,
that potential to be really, really big for you,
yeah,
if
yeah,
depending on what you take away from it. And we all take something different.
yeah. I love that we've got people, like you said at the beginning, people that have been to all three, and the stories they tell me between like all three of them, what they've done is just
Mm.
so inspiring. Like, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
people have gone off and started businesses,
Yeah.
quit toxic jobs, quit toxic relationships, gone
Yeah.
back and just made a whole new life for themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I cannot believe
Yeah.
that, like, my little weird neurodiversity linked event is like the thing that has made you do it. And they're like, no, I needed it. Like, I needed the kick up the ass. I
Yeah.
needed that supportive space. I needed to know
Yeah.
what belonging felt like to be able to understand it. Like, I
Yeah.
just I love it. It makes me so
Yeah.
happy.
But you should be so proud though, Michelle, because that's what you've created. You've created that safe space and that tribe. And again, what you've always done is role model that.
Yeah,
Um, and that's what's important. So you're not getting somebody who's going, well, I think you should. You're the living embodiment of all of that. So it's that you see the genuineness from the likes of yourself first and
yeah,
foremost, and then everything else falls into place. And like I say, you could be listening to this and going, oh, that's not for me, and that's then not for you. But you could be listening to this, I'm hoping and thinking, yeah, some of that it could be me. And if you think it could be you, then what are you waiting for?
yeah. No, I love this. And you're so right, actually, about the the role modeling bit, because for me, where that comes from is like I want to create a space so that other HR people understand what a safe space feels like.
Yeah,
And I want to create a space so that HR people know what real belonging feels like. And I want to, that stuff is the most important bit for me is I want to give HR people an experience they probably have never had. Like, because HR is lonely as fuck, isn't it? Like to being able to give a space where suddenly you're seen, heard,
yeah,
felt understood, like that's really powerful, and that's where it comes from. I think is that's what I want to be able to gift to people if they come to the event, is that genuine feeling of like belonging, inclusion, safe, feeling a part of
yeah.
something.
And it is all those things. And like you say, before the pandemic, I never saw anything like what
Mm,
you've created. And I know there's a few other people doing stuff, obviously, and I know you're quite connected to that kind of community, often you'll see people in business like, well, I'm not going to speak to them because they're doing what similar to what I'm doing.
yeah,
And again, what I
yeah,
love about your genuineness is a lot of the people who do similar things, you connect together, and it's like that women together, being stronger together,
yes,
that community. And it's not about being a man here before anybody looks and goes, oh, it's nothing. It's not about that at all. But it's about a group of powerful women who've
yeah,
recognized that they could be stronger together and complement each other, not fight each other. And again,
yes.
that's pretty rare in business.
Yeah, you're so
Um,
right. And that's another thing that I deliberately set out. I had, and you know this, but I had like some really shitty experiences when I started my business, like
mhm,
really shitty, like
mhm,
taken advantage of, really
mhm,
stitched up, really let down.
mhm,
And that made me just think, do you know what? I just don't want to be this. I don't
mhm,
want this. This isn't how I want to operate. And from then on, I was like, no, I'm going to be women supporting women. I'm going to help other small businesses, like wherever possible. Every person you
mhm.
see as part of the event is got some connection to HR. Like
Yeah,
there's an event,
yeah.
there's an afternoon thing that we're doing that I've called Creative Magic that I'm not sharing any more of. But
Mhm,
it'll be lovely, and we're doing that, and that is something where it's an HR person who's got a great business, and I want to support them, like,
mm,
and that's massive because I never had that when I started. It was bloody
yeah.
horrible. Like, and I know you find your people and you find the levels
Mm,
and stuff, but that's part of what I want to do is like support other people, support small businesses, support women because somehow life's hard enough, isn't it?
yeah.
Like, let's not make
Yeah.
business shit for each other as well.
Yeah. But again, that's not everyone thinks like that. And again,
Yeah.
that's something that people need to recognize. So if you're thinking either I've just set up, it's something around that, that HR or well-being or whatever it is, then again, this is where you can come and learn from others. You might pick up a mentor if that's what you want. It's just that
Yes.
whole like love flowing always backwards and forwards and genuine. Like I really do give a shit, and I'm not here to fight you, and I'm not here to
Yeah.
go head to head
Not
with
here to
you.
make you feel
It's
shit. Yeah. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
let's just have a great time.
yeah. Let's just have a great time, and everybody
Yes.
does have a great time.
They do. They do.
They
Well,
do.
I can't believe we're already at time. Like, what a flipping great session. I knew this would fly by. I bloody knew it would fly by. Um, is there anything you want to say in closing? I feel like we're corporate again. In closing, is there anything you want to say to finish us off?
I think I've said it. It's got to be. But don't buy a handbag, buy a ticket. It's got to be that.
That is
It really
definitely
has
getting
got to
cooked
be
up.
that. Because, like I say, that goes back to you're buying stuff to make you
Yeah.
happy. That ultimately will make you happy. Making
Yeah.
yourself happy will make you happy.
Yes, yes, yes. I totally agree. I totally agree. So, we're doing one of these every week now up until the very week of the Great Geek Together. So next week I've got Kelly Swingler joining us, and you missed a blinder when Kelly did her headliner at the first TGDT. She had everybody up and singing. It was a
Oh,
Pink song. Oh, I am here. I am here. And it was, oh my God, like, you know, when you get moments when you get like full body goosebumps, it was that.
yeah.
Like, it was amazing. So yeah, she's coming next week to reminisce over the singing that she did the
Oh, well,
first
I can't
one.
wait to tune in then.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. So thank you so much for joining me. I massively appreciate it. I have had the best time hanging out with you. And I
Me
absolutely
too.
cannot wait to hang out with you all day and get the drinks on at the end. Boop, boop, boop,
And
boop. So-
there won't be any technical glitches because it'll really be me.
yeah, no tech glitches in real life. It'll
No.
be fine.
Oh, well, thanks, Michelle.
Thank
Lush.
you. See you
Okay.
soon. Bye, everybody.